drive, base hit. 2 runs are going to score. And that's how you pick up your teammate.
Well, that's a 3-hit day now for Slater.
Hey, look, what is he, over 350 on base percentage now again? And that's kind of what he does at the top of the order against lefties. So I don't think it has anything to do with me. I think it's just him settling in, getting some consistent at-bats, and doing his thing at the top of the order.
Now, back to Willard and Dibs on 95.7 The Game.
Yeah, that's a big 2-run base hit with the bases loaded from Austin Slater. That's Bob Melvin talking about Austin Slater. Austin Slater also admitting the Giants wanted to get at Framber Valdez, the Astros pitcher, because one of the previous, and in fact it might have been the previous batter, was Mike Yastrzemski, who got quote-unquote hit by a pitch. It was a high and tighter that grazed the brim of his helmet.
Yeah.
So it didn't hit body. He was fine, but the Giants wanted to, quote, get back at him, I guess. Let's get FP in here for final pitch. FP Santangelo joins us now after the Giants' 5-3 win. Hey, buddy, how are you?
I'm good, dude, but you should have come back from commercial with the theme to Saved by the Bell, because Slater was great today.
Oh, that's very well played.
Dad jokes. I got dad jokes for you. I got dad jokes for days.
Boy. 35-year-old reference. I love the young people.
No, it was cool, man. It was a good win. They won a series. The ballpark was jumping. There was 35,000 fans there or something like that today. It was great.
Well, for sure, because based on my drive into the Bay Bridge, I was thinking there might be closer to 40,000. That thing was crazy today.
Yep.
It was good atmosphere, good win. Slater had a good game. Logan Webb pitched well. It was the bullpen did a nice job, clutch hits, and yeah, it was a good win, a good series win for these guys.
How does a dugout sort of assess when a high and tight pitch is on purpose or not, and therefore how do they handle it? Why did the Giants want to, quote, get back at Valdez?
Well, if it's on purpose and you know it's on purpose, you don't sit on the bench. You hop the fence and run out there and do something about it. If it's up and in, it doesn't matter if it's on purpose or not, because you're messing, A, with a guy's livelihood, and B, maybe with his life when you're throwing upper 90s at somebody's head, whether you mean to or not. And the thing with Kyle Harrison and Bryce Harper, it's still like, this is the big leagues, throw it over the plate. And I'm sure that's what the bench was yelling and screaming. So you'll hear the bench go, hey, 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 when somebody gets one up and in. So it really doesn't matter. I don't think if it's on purpose or not. It just matters that, it's scary. Like if you hit somebody above, in the head, that's scary. I forget if was it one of the Reds players got drilled in the head last night, got up and went to first base, but it was a 100-mile-an-hour fastball that hit him in the helmet. So yeah, that becomes a health issue, and it just scares everybody basically. And yeah, if you hit my guy in the head, sure, we want to do some damage and tack some earned runs onto the back of your baseball card for sure.
And one of the big damage doers today was Austin Slater, as you mentioned, Saved by the Bell with your dad joke. What's been the difference for him over the last 4 games since he's come back? He is now 6 for 15 since his return.
Well, I mean, he said as much, right? The walk-off the other night. When Mark and I talked about it yesterday. When you're on the IL and you're struggling, you just don't feel like you're a part of it, especially when you're on the IL, right? It's just a weird feeling when you're not going on the road with the team. You don't feel like you're part of the team, and then you're hitting a buck something on top of it. But then you get that big knock, and it's like there's a piano lifted off your back, because now I finally did something to contribute to a win. I feel like I'm a part of it. The guys are jumping on top of me and throwing water on me, like I'm part of the team now. And even though you are part of the team when you're struggling, even though you are part of the team when you're on the IL, you as a player don't feel like it. So for him to get that big knock the other night, the one that Kite paused on for a while, it was awesome. It was great because of the stupid white sign. I mean, I couldn't see the ball either. But yeah, that was huge for him. He said as much after the game, but now you feel like you're a part of it, and you relax, and you don't let your brain get in the way of your at-bats, and you're not thinking too much. And when you have a base hit bunt and you're relaxed, now I got one I already got something to show for the day. I got a hit. I had a walk-off the other night. Now you go up there and you're not thinking as much. You're just being an athlete, and you're not letting the brain get in the way. And I think now it's nice to see him have success. Because look, whatever the Giants fans think about Austin Slater, this guy's got talent off the charts. He's big. He can hit for power. He can hit for average. He can run. He can steal a base. He can lay down a bunt. He's a good baseball player that just got off to a slow start. And hopefully it continues for him because they're a better team when he's playing well.
FP, if you were king of the Giants, what would you do at the shortstop position when Nick Ahmed gets back, considering the way Brett Wisely is playing? He went 2 for 4 today.
Brett Wisely's going nowhere. But I also said that about Luis Matos, so what the hell do I know? But Brett Wisely's got the Corbin Carroll stance going right now with the bat up high and the leg kick, and they stood him up right. And give credit to Damon Minor, the hitting coach in Sacramento, that he was all spread out last year trying to hit home runs. This year he's kind of got his feet underneath him, and if you watch and look closely, he's got the Corbin Carroll stance going from the Diamondbacks, but he's playing better than Corbin Carroll. He's having a tough year so far. So he's got the leg kick. He's standing on. He's hitting line drives. He's trying to get on top of the ball. He's like the perfect leadoff hitter for this team right now. So, I mean, Nick Ahmed can pick it at short, but all of a sudden the guy that plays second base is picking it at short. And who knows how things go, and none of us can predict the future around here. But Brett Wisely right now is your shortstop and your leadoff hitter. He's doing everything he could possibly do to. When you get to the highest level, you guys, and you get your day in the sun, you got to shine. And if you do shine and you are consistent and you're helping the organization, whatever that organization is, win games on a consistent basis, that's how you establish yourself at the big leagues. Max Scherzer's career had to start somewhere. Buster Posey's career had to start somewhere. I mean, everybody's career starts somewhere, and you go back to Wisely last year, and he was up and down, and he'd start and he'd get pinch hit for, and he'd play once a week and get sent down, and there was never a chance for him to play. And all of a sudden, he makes the adjustments in AAA. He comes to San Francisco, and like Elliot Ramos is getting a chance to play. And these guys are all getting a chance to play. And I don't think it's something we're talking about enough this year. With the last couple of years, guys weren't getting a chance to play. They'd play half a game. They'd sit on the bench for 3 games. Then they'd play. Then when they played half a game. And they'd sit on the bench again. Or they go down and they come up. There's some continuity in it. There's some rhythm in it. These guys are getting a chance to play, and they're taking advantage of opportunity, which lends itself to playing more, which lends itself to, oh my God, you're the everyday guy. Oh, are you the shortstop for the San Francisco Giants? I still think the jury's out on that per se, because the trade deadline and you could get some stud to come in here. But if you're asking me if I'm king of the Giants, which I'm not, but if I were, Brett Wisely's my leadoff hitter and he's my shortstop against right-handers. I'd probably move him down the order a little bit against lefties, but he's proven he can hit lefties too.
Yeah, he's proven he can flat out hit, and again, more contributions today. And I'm thinking about the rotation, FP, because Jordan Hicks, I know he was under the weather and he struggled yesterday. And you look at his last 3 outings, they have not been his best, and he's coming up on his career high in innings already. We're not even to July 1st. What do you do with Jordan Hicks and his spot in the rotation as he gets deeper into the season?
I don't know. It seems like he's sick every start, doesn't it? Like he got a cold this start, and he's not feeling well this start. First of all, we got to give him some vitamins. Like he needs vitamins and some orange juice. I feel like that would be the first thing I would do. And next, I don't know. Hell, the kid's got electric stuff, and I love watching him pitch. Like he's part of this rotation. Like you cross those bridges, Dibs, when you come to him. I mean, I'm not going to make a decision about who the starting rotation is until those guys get back, because there could be other things that happen and trades and whatnot. Who knows? But right now, Jordan Hicks he's fine. The guy's fine. I thought he pitched well last night.
FP, I asked you yesterday about a Bob Melvin assessment, and I know maybe we're just starting to get to a point in the season where we can start thinking about that, but what did you make of Logan Webb today saying publicly, and this was about him coming out after only 83 pitches, he publicly stated, "I trust Bob with every decision."
Well, I mean, I love that, right? I mean, you got to love that. If he said that, that means that Bob Melvin got the respect of all of his players, because Logan Webb's one of his number 1 players. And one of his number 1 players isn't going to question him. He didn't even say, I didn't hear it, so this is all news to me. I walked across the street to the hotel via rooftop, and I'm over here now. So he didn't say I would have. Well, I mean, I'm telling you, I didn't hear any of the post-game quotes.
Yeah, all good. What are you drinking?
So I haven't had one yet, because I knew sometimes if I drink and come on with you guys, I swear. So I didn't have one
sometimes.
yet.
What are you gonna drink?
My point is,
okay.
if I'm like on the fly and analyzing this, is he didn't say I would have liked to have stayed in longer, but what Bob says goes. He just said that point blank. Is that how it went?
The quote was, "I trust Bob with every decision," and I agreed with him.
Well, that's great. I mean, that's what you want, backing from your players. There's a lot of respect for Bob Melvin in that clubhouse. And it goes back to what we talked about this week. He's a giant. He knows what it means to be a giant. And when a guy's played for the team that he's managing for, and he's grown up in this area, and he has resume, there's a big respect factor for this guy, you guys. Like, I told you, when I go in those meetings, those pre-series meetings, and we're in his office, I mean, there's a feeling, and maybe it's just me making stuff up. Like, I'm like, wow, this guy's got a presence about him. Like, he's every bit a big league manager. You know what I mean? Like, so for Logan Webb to say that, I love it. He's not going to question his manager. And when you do have confidence in the decisions your manager's making, I think if you really evaluate the season so far, and you take the record and the averages and a lot of things out of it, and you just look at some simple things that have gone on that we haven't seen over the past 3 or 4 years, and it's letting guys play. It's lefties hitting against lefties. It's guys starting consecutive games. It's guys playing the entire baseball game. It's not guys getting 2 at-bats and sitting down and other guys coming off the bench getting 2 at-bats. There hasn't been that many openers, and when there is, it's because of necessity and injury, and all of a sudden, oh my God, what are we doing on this day? And you have to do it. And even the other day, you know, they're just going with the kids now and letting them pitch and bringing in the relievers late. So you're seeing a subtle shift in the way the Giants are going about it. It's just baseball again. It's not the line changes and the pinch hitting and Michael Conforto getting pitch hit for in the 4th inning and Mitch Haniger getting pitch hit for when he hits a home run, the at-bat before, and stuff that used to make me scratch my head. What do I know about baseball? But stuff that used to make me scratch my head, you're not scratching your head as much anymore. And it's no shot against the other guys because they did it their way, and that's the way they felt would give them a better chance to win. But like being a little more old school and baseball-y, and less mathy, I'm seeing your more baseball-y approach by Bob Melvin. And I don't think a lot of people are talking about it. He's giving people a chance to do it, a chance to play. And I think that's something we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, including Austin Slater, who has gotten more of a chance than many people had thought. Those people who wanted Luis Matos to still be in the bigs, and maybe despite Austin Slater's track record. And so credit Bob Melvin for sticking with his guys. You look at this team, FP, 34-35 now, and almost halfway through the year. What's your confidence level on this team being a real player in the National League postseason picture?
Well, the National League's kind of mediocre right now, so I think there's a lot of teams and a lot of cities that feel like they have a chance. And I know just based on the vibe around the team and the talent that's on this team, when they get to full strength and they get everybody where they need to be, that this I think is going to be one of the better teams in the National League West and one of the better teams in the National League. Like, are they going to be Philadelphia or Los Angeles? I don't know. But this is a good baseball team with guys that know how to play the game the right way. So when you get the pitching staff back, and whether it's Ray or Cobb, or you get Snell doing what Snell can do, and then all of a sudden, I don't know. I love what I'm seeing from Chapman. I love what I'm seeing from Bailey, Wisely. Wilmer's getting hot. Yaz's swing is coming around. Ramos had Ramos. I get Ramos and Matos mixed up. Ramos had a tough day today, but still, I mean, I like this team. Maybe I'm nuts, but I really like this team, and I got good feelings about them.
I can help with the Ramos Matos thing. Ramos is the one who's on the Giants.
Thanks. Oh yeah. And he's bigger. He's a lot bigger.
Hey, I got this for you. I got this for you because this is a week from tomorrow. FP is the game at Rickwood Field in Alabama between the Giants and the Cardinals, and Lamont Wade Jr. has made absolutely no bones about it. It means a great deal to him that he play in this game, and the word is he's pushing to at least DH in that game. It's a hamstring injury. We know that those are touchy. What would your suggestion be if you were talking to Lamont?
I wouldn't tell Lamont Wade anything. He's a grown man. He could do what he wants to do. And I think he's such a veteran that he'll know there's a way to go about playing with a hammy. to not aggravate it. Short, choppy steps. You do your treatment. You warm it up. You don't try to stretch singles into doubles. You just kind of go station to station baseball. So I think he's a veteran enough and smart enough to know how to go about this. And I think it means a lot. And you understand why it means a lot. And I saw the uniform. You guys see the uniforms today? The uniforms are sick.
Oh, dude, this is going to be an unbelievable spectacle, I think.
Yeah, it is. The St. Louis uniforms are great, and their history with Cool Papa Bell, and then the Giants' history with the Seals. And I just found out today, because I didn't know this, that the bear on the uniform was because they were hand-me-down uniforms but they were the San Francisco Seals in the Negro League. But the bear on it was from their hand-me-down uniform. So it just kept the bear on the Seals uniform, which I didn't even know. And I think that's really cool. There's so much, there's story and there's history, and there's so many great traditions and stories. And this is a wonderful thing for baseball. And, we criticize Major League Baseball so much because it's an easy thing to do, and Commissioner Manfred so much, but there's certain things they get right, and this is definitely one of them. So I hope Lamont Wade Jr. can play in it, and I think it's cool that it means a lot to him.
Go have a drink, buddy. Thank you.
All right, boys, have a good show. Dibs, I'll see you tomorrow. You better be ready.
Just bring your A game.
Wow.
You better be ready, buddy. That's all I know, because I will bring my A game. That's all I ever bring.
Let's meet up at noon for a couple of pre-show cocktails.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm coming in. I'm doing the show with you, and I'm leaving the second that show's over.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
That's right.
Don't miss a minute.
On a scooter.
Good.
I'm going to bring my back brace so I can carry you around for 4 hours.
That's true. All right, guys. Have a good show.
All right,
buddy. Okay, there he goes, FP. FP on a rooftop after the Giants win by a final of 5-3. He's absolutely right on Lamont Wade and the Rick